From our nation's capital, please welcome the United States Army Band Pershing Zone under the baton of our leader and commander, Colonel Andrew J. Esch. In 1922, General John J. Pershing ordered the formation of the United States Army Band as the premier musical organization of our nation's senior service. For 100 years, Pershing Zone has maintained a proud tradition of excellence, performing here at home and around the world. From the grandeur of the Capitol steps and the White House lawn, to the battlefields of World War II and the hallowed hills of Arlington National Cemetery. We use music to tell the Army's story and honor the sacrifice of all those who have served our nation. The soldiers you see before you represent the unparalleled excellence found in the people who volunteer to serve our nation in uniform, continuing the common thread of selfless service woven through the tapestry of our American Army for more than 247 years. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Master Sergeant Jesse Neese. On behalf of Colonel Andrew Esch and all the soldiers of Pershing Zone, I would like to welcome you to the National Mall, and I thank you for joining us this evening. You know, an event like this just doesn't happen without so much behind-the-scenes planning and execution by our higher headquarters at the Military District of Washington. There's just too many names to mention, so I'll simply say thank you to all of them. Speaking And speaking of higher headquarters, may I introduce our host this evening. Sir, I do believe this is the first time you've been introduced as the newly promoted and newly appointed 38th Vice Chief of Staff of the Army, General Randy George. Now, as you came out to your seats, you may have noticed behind the stage, we are joined tonight by members of the Presidential Salute Battery of the 3rd U.S. Infantry Regiment, the Old Guard. And if you're a seasoned Army band concert-going veteran, well, you probably have a pretty good idea what those cannons are going to be used for. However, tonight we're not going to play the 1812 Overture. It just doesn't make sense this year. Out of respect for what's going on in the world, we chose to focus on our own music. And tonight we're changing things up a bit. We're reserving the best for last. Our national anthem will be at the end of the program as part of the festival overture on the Star-Spangled Banner. And I am here to promise you that those cannons are going to be used in a totally awesome way with music that brings the focus on America. So we opened our program tonight with a concert overture by Antonin Dvorak. It's a part of a trilogy of overtures, Nature, Life, and Love, and it forms the second part, Life. What a perfect way to open our program tonight. Stephen Ledbetter's program notes for the first performance of our next piece read in part, John Williams has been asked over the years to provide suitable music for many occasions, music of celebration, composed for a special event, can lift the spirits and can bring people together in harmony that is all too often lacking in our world today. Please enjoy John Williams' Hymn to New England. The strength of a nation is its people. Our strength comes from our diversity, the sum total of all of us, and that statement is meant to reflect a focus on our collective creativity, our productivity, and our strength by mere virtue of our diversity. Now, whether you think of our country as a melting pot or as a mixing bowl, whatever sentiment really speaks to you, the sentiment still holds true. The strength of a nation is its people, and indeed it applies across borders. The strength of the world is its people. And tonight we celebrate our diversity. We celebrate working together for the common good with our next song. Originally by the Waylon Jennies, here's our version of One Voice.
This is the sound of one voice, one spirit, one voice, the sound of one who makes a choice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one. Sound our voices too, the sound of me singing with you, helping each other to make it through. This is the sound our voices too. This is the sound our voices too. Voices free, singing together in harmony, surrendering to the mystery. This is the sound of voices free. This is the sound of voices free. This is the sound of one voice.
Well, of course, you notice we shared the stage with 4 brand new friends of Pershing's Own tonight. These individuals have traveled many miles through many time zones to join us for what could be the first ever international concert with NATO voices and Pershing's Own right here in Washington, D.C. Together, we are stronger. Joining us from Slovakia, Sergeant Jan Mudry. From Germany, Master Chief Petty Officer Stephanie Hippler. And from the United Kingdom, Lance Corporal Robert Jakeman and Lance Corporal Sophie Henderson Sykes. So we're now going to feature an entire section of tonight's band with an arrangement by Sergeant Major retired Paul Murtha. His arrangement of these jazz tunes of Dizzy Gillespie, of Hoagie Carmichael, and Ray Noble really hit it out of the park. You might recognize A Night in Tunisia, Georgia on My Mind, and Cherokee. Tonight, the saxophone section includes members from across the entire unit. From the concert band, Sergeant First Class Paul Tucker. From ceremonial band, Sergeants First Class Michelle Acton and Ben Boker. And from the blues, Master Sergeant Xavier Perez and Staff Sergeant Dan Andrews. Truly a joint effort from across the unit. You are in for a real treat. Here is Suite for Jazz Saxophone.
Thank
What do you think? Aren't they pretty great? You know, it's so easy to close your eyes and just kind of get lost in the sound of this band of soloists and forget we're outside at the National Mall in this unbelievable setting. You know, this is the first time we've ever set up for a concert here, and I don't know about you, but I hope we get to come here and do it again. What do you think? So, of course, you probably know this, but all the musicians you see on stage tonight, we're all soldiers, which means just about anything that you can imagine about life in the Army, well, that's probably part of our lives, too. We spend most of our time on the ceremonial side of Army life. But now, we're going to keep it real. Now we're going to take a peek behind the curtain at what Army life is really like. Please welcome members of the Army Chorus presenting our version of the popular cadence call, They Say That in the Army.
Forward, march!
They say that in the Army the chow is mighty fine.
They say that in the Army the chow is mighty fine.
A chicken jumped off the table and started marking time.
A chicken jumped off the table and started marking time.
Oh Lord, I wanna go.
Oh Lord, I wanna go.
But they won't let me go.
But they won't let me go. Hey!
Yep. Army life is something else. Let's start with the food. They say that in the Army the biscuits are so fine. One rolled off the table and killed a friend of mine. Oh, I don't want no more of Army life. Gee, Mom, I wanna go home.
I got another one for you. They say that in the Army the coffee is so fine. It's good for cuts and bruises and tastes like iodine.
Oh, I don't want no more of Army life. Gee, Ma, I wanna go home. Speaking of breakfast, they say that in the Army the pancakes are so fine.
Now you could try to chew them, but you're only wasting time.
Oh, I don't want no more of Army life. Gee, Ma, I wanna go home. I don't want no more of Army life. Gee, Ma, I wanna go home.
They say that in the Army the meat is mighty fine, but last night we had 10 puppies and this morning only 9.
I don't want no more of Army life. Gee, Ma, I wanna go home. I don't want no more of Army life. Gee, Ma, I wanna go home. We haven't even left the DFAC yet.
How about those pay and benefits?
Tell 'em, guys!
They say that in the Army the pay is mighty fine. They give you $100 and take back 99. Oh Lord, I wanna go, but they won't let me go. They say that in the Army the mail is so great. Today I got a letter dated 1948. Oh Lord, I wanna go, but they won't let me go. Hey! Let me tell you about my first field training exercise. They say that in the Army the tents are waterproof. You wake up in the morning and you're floating on the roof. I don't want no more of Army life. Gee, Ma, I wanna go home. I don't want no more of Army life. Gee, Ma, I wanna go home. My recruiter proudly told me that I'd look great in green. He skipped over the part where I'd be cleaning the latrine. I don't want no more of Army life. Gee, Ma, I wanna go home. I wanna go home. beds are mighty fine. But how the heck would I know? I've never slept in mine. So I don't want no more of army life. Gee, Ma, I wanna go home. Oh, I don't want no more of army life. Gee, Ma, I wanna go home. I don't want no more of army life. Gee, Ma, I wanna go, but they won't let me go. Gee, Ma, I wanna go home. We really mean it. Gee, Ma, I wanna
Speaking of life in the Army, there are some individuals from the Army Band who likely have a thing or two to say about that. Sergeant Major Amanda Jury has 22 years of service. Colonel Andrew Esch has over 35 years of service to the nation, and tonight marks their final concert with the United States Army Band as they are retiring. On behalf of the entire unit, you have made your mark. The place is better because of you. We're going to miss you, and we wish you the best in your future endeavors. How about one more round of applause? Well, we've come to our favorite part of every program, and that is our opportunity to pay tribute, to say thank you to all of you who have served in our armed forces with a collection of songs of all the branches of our military. As you hear your service song, we ask that you stand, and if you're able, and give us a wave so that we all can acknowledge, we all can say thank you for your service. And we also ask that family members stand, because without your sacrifices, without your support, we just couldn't do it. We'll begin tonight with one of the youngest of the services, the Coast Guard, and we'll end with the Army, the most mature. Here is your Armed Forces salute. The Coast Guard. Thank you for your service. The strength of a nation is its people. The foundation of that strength is sure when spread across the many perspectives, talents, and abilities of a nation that embraces its differences. The same applies to the world. When the world embraces the unique perspectives, talents, and abilities of countries working together for the common good, it is a position of strength. In April of 1949, not far from here in Washington, D.C., the North Atlantic Treaty was signed, creating the alliance known as NATO. The alliance promotes democratic values and diplomacy and enables members to consult and cooperate on defense and security-related issues, build trust, and, in the long run, prevent conflict. We honor that 73-year alliance tonight, alongside our guests from the NATO member countries of the United Kingdom, Slovakia, and Germany.
This is my wish for the world, that peace would find its way to every boy and girl. This is the time for harmony. Let love be the song that everybody sings.
Fill the air with joyful noise. Ring the bells and raise your voice. Let there be
Peace on earth.
Let there be
Peace on earth.
Lift your light and let it shine. Let every voice be heard. Let there be peace on earth.
I hear the sweetest sound, the sound of hope to come. Together we could bring goodwill to everyone. Let it start with you. Let it start with me. Let every nation rise and sing this melody. Fill the air with joyful noise. Ring the bells and raise your voice. Let there be peace on earth. Let there be peace on earth. Lift your light and let it shine. Let it shine, shine, shine. Let every voice be heard. Let there be peace on earth. Let every voice be heard. Let there be peace on. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be.
So when we talk about the strength of diversity, we can relate that to the broad spectrum of musical flavors. You know, tonight, so far, you've heard the classical music of John Williams, the music of Hollywood, the film score from The Gilded Age, of course, the music of our military with the Armed Forces Salute and the Cadence Call. And, you know, a discussion of American music would just be incomplete without at least mentioning jazz. So now we're going to liven things up a bit with 4 songs by a truly innovative American band, and I could go on and on about the many awards the band has won, about how they're one of the music up. So now downrange with the music of Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're having a good time tonight. I can't hear you. You're having a good time tonight. All right. Like was said earlier, this next level of music is written by some great musicians, but I'd like to turn your attention to the stage for a great person we have here. He's been a pioneer for military music for the past 35 years, and we're going to celebrate his retirement tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, the wonderful Colonel Andrew West. Come on. I got you, sir. Hey, we're going to celebrate you tonight, sir.
Sir?
Come on, friends. Hey, yeah. We love you, sir. Come on. I found the love provides a key, unlocks the heart and soul to you and me. Love will learn to sing your song. Yeah.
Love is written in the stone.
It's an oldie but a goodie. Every man I meet is walking time, free to wander past his conscious mind. Love will come and take you home. Yeah. Love
It's written in the
is
stone.
written in the stone.
In the stone, you'll find a meaning. You're not standing tall.
Come on, I see you back there.
In the stone, shine, ever touching all.
Let me hear you say,
Never, never, my darling. Never you'll be alone.
come on.
Forever, forever, my darling. True love is written
Let me see
in
those
the
lights in
stone.
the air. Come on.
Never, never, my darling. Never you'll be alone. Forever, forever, my darling. True love is written in the stone.
All right now, man. Everybody all right? Yeah.
Hey, 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 hey.
I know y'all are ready to party,
Hey, 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 hey.
and I know you know this song.
Hey, hey, hey,
So please sing along with us, y'all. Do you remember the 21st night of September? Love was changing the minds of pretenders while chasing the clouds away. Our hearts were ringing in the key that our souls were singing as we danced in the night. Remember how the love that we shared to stay. Maria, say do you remember? Maria, dancing in September. Maria, never was a cloudy day. My thoughts are with you, holding hands with your heart to see you. Only blue talk and love, remember
Well, we know they can make noise.
Yes, they can.
You guys having a good time? I mean, this turned out to be just a beautiful night, didn't it? I hope you guys are enjoying Earth, Wind & Fire. Like she said, we're not done yet. And you guys already had your hands up, but you know, that's like our classic move, right? So go ahead and get them up. Come on. You guys ready? Wave your hands like this, yeah. Oh, yeah. Wave your hands like this, yeah. Wave your hands like this, yeah. And rock it out. Rock it out. Come on. Wave your hands like this, yeah. Wave your hands like this, yeah. Wave your hands like this, yeah. Oh, 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 oh.
Hearts of fire.
Keep 'em going. Come on.
Hands of desire. Take you higher and higher. To the world you belong. Hearts of fire. Create love, desire. Higher and higher. To your place on the throne.
We've come together on this special day to send our message loud and clear. Yeah. We're looking back, we've touched on sorrowful days. Well, future past, they disappear.
You will find.
You will find
Peace of mind.
peace of mind when you look way down. When you look way down. Oh, in your heart and soul. In your heart and soul. I won't hesitate. No, no. 'Cause the world seems cold.
Stay young at heart.
'Cause you'll never.
You'll never, 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 never.
That's the way
That's the way
of the world.
of the world.
Plant your flowers.
Where you plant your flower and you grow.
Child is born.
Well, a child is born. A child is born with a heart of gold.
Way of the world.
Way of the world.
Makes his heart so cold.
Oh yeah, yeah. All right. Oh yeah. Well, I want you guys to go on ahead and enjoy the sweet, sweet sounds of the U.S. Army Band. Downrange, come on. Sergeant Chad Leader, Sergeant First Class George Waltermeyer. We're not done yet.
come true right away. And we live together until the 12th of never. Our voices will ring forever as one. To see victory in a land called fantasy, love and life for you and me. To behold, to the soul, is ecstasy. You will find a kind that has been in search for you, and we lives have felt you too. Recognize it's your time now in review. And as you stay for the play, fantasy has in store for you. Knowing life will see you through. It's your day, shining day, all your dreams come
Well, we've made it. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Who is ready to hear the presidential salute battery fire off some of those cannons? On behalf of Colonel Esch and all the members of Pershing Zone, I want to thank you all for braving the weather forecast and joining us tonight. I hope you've enjoyed our program, and I invite you to visit our website. Thank you. I invite you to visit our website, usarmyband.com, and of course, all of the social media platforms. Please check out our calendar. We'd love to see you at future events. And we'd also like to extend a special thank you to all of the park police here tonight who've helped to make this event possible. So as I mentioned at the top of the program, we've saved the best for last. This year, we present a piece by the American composer Dudley Buck, written in 1879. When suggested Buck write an orchestral work celebrating Francis Scott Key's patriotic song, he composed a festival overture on the American national air, the Star-Spangled Banner. His title does not recognize Key's song as the national anthem because it wouldn't receive that status officially until 1931. The overture soon became a staple of American music concerts here in the U.S. and across Europe. And performances of this exact piece deepened the relationship of the Star-Spangled Banner to our nation, helping to make Key's song the only possible choice as our national anthem. Now, just so that you understand how this is going to work, we're going to ask you to join us in singing the national anthem, but it comes at the end of the piece. Fear not. You're going to know when it happens. It won't be a surprise. Just follow the colonel. He'll cue you when it's time to stand and sing along. Again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We close our program with Festival Overture on the Star-Spangled Banner.